everybody, it's Paul from Alexander Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. So the other day, a lot of you probably saw that big order of 30 knives that came in. I'm getting started on that. Here's one of the globals, and you'll see it's cutting a little. Not great though, just went off there. Yeah, it's not the worst I've seen. It's certainly not the not great. It needs some sharpening. But I wanted to kind of do something here real quick that I've talked about before and I keep meaning to do, because it's a question I get a lot from a lot of people. A lot of people are very concerned about grinding with CBN and the dust. And I've mentioned before that even though it definitely makes dust, I don't feel that it goes all over the place because of the, the 90 RPMs of the Tormeks are not super fast. It's different if you were using a low-speed grinder at 1700 RPMs, but at 90, I just don't feel that it's throwing a lot of dust around. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna sharpen this global down here. I'm gonna put the air quality checker probably right about here, and see if it goes off. So that won't take a whole lot for it to, if there's something wrong, it should go off, and it will screech like crazy. If I don't turn on my filtration system for venting for my lasers, and a little bit of laser smoke starts coming in the shop, this thing immediately goes off and lets me know, hey dummy, you forgot to not turn on the vents. So that's the main reason I have this. It's not so much for the grinding work. I do normally wear a 3M mask, and I'm super used to it. So, I just to be on the safe side, I wear it. But I figured, let's just do the test anyway. And then I'll probably take it and do another knife and get it up even higher. I'll probably put it on some type of a stand, and we'll see if we're getting any kind of readings up around my face and my mouth area, if we get any kind of readings there. I honestly think we probably won't, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So let's see if we get any dangerous metal dust floating around in the air. So just once again, for those of you that aren't aware of exactly what I'm doing here, these are CBN wheels. They're not diamond. CBN stands for cubic boron nitrate wheels, and they are almost as hard as diamond. Not quite, but very, very close to being as hard as diamond. The amazing thing with CBN wheels is they run cool. They actually somehow kind of push heat away from them instead of absorbing it. So diamonds, which are carbon based, absorb heat. CBN actually repels heat. So just the air movement of the wheel going around is enough to keep it cool. And these never get hot. At 90 RPMs, I've never gotten a knife to get even warm. So you won't feel any heat from it. So heat is not an issue at all when you're using CBN. And I love CBN, and I really enjoy grinding dry. I've said that in many of my other videos. So right now I'm just locking in the Tormek angle setter. This is the new one. I know some of you might still be having a hard time trying to get this thing. I'm keeping an eye on it, and when I see that it's available in most places again, I will let everybody know. But it has been, they had a good supply, and I think they sold so many of them that everybody kind of ran out. They were supposed to be getting more in July, and we're already at the end of July, and I never saw that kind of restock yet. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so this is a 200 grit CBN wheel, and this is 1,000. That's the combination that I usually like to work with when I'm grinding dry on my Tormek machines. I use 2 machines. The reason for that is that very simply, I can take this angle guide out, put it in this machine, and I don't have to change anything. The wheels are exactly the same diameter, so I can go from one machine to the other, just simply move my angle guide over, and I don't have to reset any angles. I don't have to take any wheels off. It's just a much quicker process for me, or by using 2 machines. So far we see nothing. It has not changed. Our parts per million and all our particle sizes are good. So my general theory on this is I think the metal particles pretty much just fall kind of straight down because of their weight. I really don't believe they get airborne. If they do, it's not really high airborne. Okay, again, I'm not seeing any movement or anything on my air quality checker. All right, so now let's jump to the other machine, and this will be finer. So we'll be dealing with finer particles, so that, you know, maybe that'll make a difference here. This is 1,000 grit, so, you know, at 200 grit, maybe we're not seeing anything because of the fact that it's much coarser, you know. So I don't know. We'll see here. All right, so here's the 1,000 grit. So this will be finer dust, and maybe this will set it off. And again, I'm not seeing anything. No, absolutely zero change in the air quality. So I think it's very safe, guys. I really don't think this is throwing any real fine dust particles up into the air at all. And I change my filters even on my 3Ms once a month. And even when I change these, I usually only have a little bit of stuff like in one little spot. These aren't all filthy or covered. Half the time, I actually just did it. I threw the bag out. I actually just did it yesterday. I was going to show you the filter, but I actually already tossed it out. But yeah, so I think we're pretty good to go there. I really don't think it's anything that's causing any major concerns for dust, at least as far as breathing it. You know, does it make dust? Yeah, I mean it does. It's gonna make some dust. I always have to vacuum up all around here, all around the machine. You're gonna see the metal dust, but I mean it's a shop. I'm gonna have to vacuum up anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. If you were doing it in your house, it's still not bad. I mean, I do have one Tormek machine I keep inside in my basement, and that I do use sometimes when it's been really inclement weather. That's the one with my Japanese water stone on it. But again, so I just did some stropping there and nothing. And I just treated this the other day with Tormek paste, and I'm not getting any reading that I would be concerned about. Let's come over here to the leather flap wheel. Now this is high speed. Now that's interesting because look, the leather flap wheel did it. And that shows you the difference of a high speed. So look at the, we're all the way up in the red. And you can see it's starting to come down. So you can see the particles. We're down to 500, 400. It's already rapidly starting to drop. But the leather wheel, look at it, it's coming way down. 140. Way down. So now that it's in this cleaner air, you can see how much better it's doing already. But that was interesting. So my leather wheel that I strap on, that I also put diamond paste on, is throwing a lot more particles and junk around than this Tormek setup at all. So you can see we're already back in the good quality air again. Really interesting to see that you should be wearing a mask if you're using a leather flap wheel, because that is definitely throwing particles around that you could be breathing, which is probably a good idea just to have the mask on in the shop all the time if you're kind of working like I am. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So I know many of you get concerned about the dust, but I really don't think it's that big of an issue. Let's just do a quick cut test here. Yeah, you can see this is back to incredibly sharp again. Okay, so let's do another test. This time I have my air quality checker up about where I breathe at. And it's, it's just under my mouth level, just to make sure, maybe we're getting a plume or it's going out somewhere else. But this one will be right at my mouth level. So here's a shoon. I've already set everything here for 15 degrees. And once again, this is a 200 grit CBN wheel. No burr yet. But I still don't feel a burr yet, so I'm going to keep going. Because I want to feel that burr. These were sharpened by somebody else, not me, before. So it might have been a significant... These have been sharpened by someone, but it wasn't me. And they might have been sharpened at a different angle. Might be why it's taken a lot of reprofiling here. Yeah, we still do not have a burr. And I'm having to do a lot of thinning here. So we're just going to keep going. But this will give us a good idea on this air quality checker. Yeah, but that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the other side and we will reposition our air quality checker. And this is the 1000 grit CBN wheel. So we should have much finer dust coming off of this now. See how that looks. That looks nice. And I'm still seeing solid green. So I am not seeing a lot of dust around. Yeah, and I'm seeing a little bit of a thick tip. This shoe looks like it's been sharpened a few times, so it's starting to get up into the fatter area of the knife. Needs a little bit of thinning. I'm going to do a little tip work on it here. And some people are, wonder like, Paul, what's the feel like grinding dry? And I actually love it. Like, I think you'll like it. Like, I enjoy grinding dry more than wet, which surprises a lot of people, but I really love the feel of CBN. And I think a lot of you will grow to love it too. Like, it gets the job done fast. And I just think it's great stuff. All right, so nothing. Again, we're still in the solid green area and safe. Yeah, our highest parts per million are just at 19, which is low, and that's like regular room air. So now I'm going to go over here to the leather strap, and you'll see. Watch how quickly the air goes bad from this thing. So this is something you do want to wear your mask for. I'm going to put mine on. When I tested this, I was surprised how quickly the air quality around this was not good. So this thing is, and this is going a lot faster. So yeah, it's starting. And there you go, 4 passes. I did 2 passes on one side, 2 on the other, and you can see the air quality checker's already going off. And you'll see here how quickly it will start moving down. As you can see, we're now in clear air. See the parts per million coming down pretty rapidly. 200, 178, and there we go. We're back in the safe air. So it is a very sensitive little unit. It will tell you, you know, if something's wrong, which is pretty cool. And there you go. You can see we're back in the green. Still a little high, but it's getting down there. It takes a little bit of a while for it to completely flush out of the little machine, but it's fast. As I've said before, you know, I've used this with my lasers, and it's let me know immediately before I could even smell it if I forgot to turn the outside vent on for the lasers. And they really make some very fine particles. You always want to vent that stuff out or be filtering it. And you can see, so we're back into the safe range. So I think my hypothesis of that these at 90 RPMs just aren't throwing a whole lot of bad dust in the air. Do they make dust? Yes. You know, you're going to find it on the machine. You're going to find it down here. But it's not going airborne. It's not getting way up here. It's not up here by my mouth. So I think you're good with that. But as you can clearly see, if you're using a grinder with a leather wheel on there, you want to make sure you have a mask on there, because that is throwing particles, and it throws them pretty fast. So within 4 strokes, that was not good air that you don't want to be breathing there. I'll probably do a few more of those. We'll do some, I'll do the 1x30s and show you those, and we'll see how that ranks and how quick it takes for those to set it off, because I do get a lot of discs there. A lot of times if I have the down, we'll do it without the downdraft table for guys who don't have one so they can see what it's throwing. We'll do it with the downdraft table and see if that helps. So that'll be a cool test to do. So in this video, I want you to just make a comment. Tell me what your favorite sharpener that you have is that you own. Do you have a 1x30, a 2x42, a Tormek, a TS Prof, a Wicked Edge? You know, do you only sharpen using hand stones? That's all you gotta do. Make a comment. Tell me what your favorite sharpener is, and then I will pick for our first contest the engraved MORA knife from the comments in this video. And all you have to do is make one comment. You don't have to make multiple comments. The tool I'm using that's gonna randomly pick the winner will throw out multiple comments. So it's the first 500 people that make comments. It's gonna draw from there. It's gonna lock down at 500. After we reach 500, we're gonna do the drawing. We will announce the winner from there. So, and that's going to be a MORA Knife Spark. This isn't the Spark version. Oh, I actually have it here. I can show you. So this is the MORA Knife Spark. I will be taking it out of the case so that I can engrave it for you. And then I will put that in the mail to you. And that will be our first prize. And guys, that's for a thank you from me to you for when we hit 5,000 followers, which was quite a period of time ago, but I told you I had to make sure that I was compliant with all the eBay giveaway rules and had to read all that stuff and make sure I was doing that fine. And then our second giveaway, which will be the next video, is going to be a TS Prof Pioneer. And that's about almost a $400 value. So that's a very nice sharpener. The TS Prof Pioneer, if you haven't seen it before, I have reviewed it. It is in one of my videos. It was one of the first things that I reviewed for TS Prof. So go check that out. Good luck, and I hope you win the engraved knife. And you can enter both. So if you win the engraved knife, you are still eligible to win the sharpener. I'm going to do it in 2 separate videos. So make sure, don't be, don't think like, oh, well, I want the sharpener, not the knife. You can technically win both, so I'm not going to restrict it. If by chance the same person won both, they'll get both. But you know, hopefully maybe it gets spread out, and we'll see what happens. All right, so that's it, and I hope you guys are doing great. I got to get back to sharpening because I got a lot of sharpening to do, and I will try and get this edited and out. It probably won't be as clean and as great as some of my other videos because I have a ton of work to do. So it's going to be a quick edit. But I know I've been promising to get the video out for the giveaway, and this is it. So make your comment, and hopefully you win.